Sam Bronfman on investing in wine. Think about that. If you could invest in not bottles of wine, we're talking about private equity type investing in vineyards. It's a new business model if you're looking for an alternative asset class and one that tastes good. All right, well, believing that wines will sell in good times or bad, our next guest took a gamble by starting up a new kind of investing firm. It's called Bacchus Capital, and they are investing in wine and wineries, not buying up old bottles of wine, but actually investing and taking stakes in vineyards and wineries. Joining us, Sam Bronfman. He is co-founder of Bacchus Capital. Of course, not the first time the Bronfman name has been associated with beverages. They own Seagram. Sam, welcome back. Thanks very much for joining us here on Fox Business. Tell us about Bacchus Capital. How much can you make in the wine business in this type of an economy?
Well, hi, Brian. It's great to be with you. Nice to be on. Appreciate you having me. Bacchus Capital is a tremendous vehicle for investing in wine businesses and wine companies. It has been a recession-proof, recession-resistant industry for the last 4 recessions, and we think it'll continue. Our model is a new one for the industry, where we provide both capital and industry expertise through our president, Mike Yeager, and myself to advise these wineries on how they can do so, really capital and advisory for wine business and wine companies.
Is it distressed? I mean, how does it work? Do you go to wineries, or do they come to you that are in trouble, or do you find wineries that you see intrinsic value on, given your family's long history in the beverage business, and say, these would be particularly good investments?
Well, Brian, there's just really not enough capital to go around right now in the wine business. The banks, the traditional lenders, do not have as much money to loan as they have had in the past, as we all well know from the credit crisis. And we have capital ready to go to loan to these wineries, and we can make good investments in wineries that are continuing to grow through this time period, as they have for many, many years. The wine business is growing tremendously in the U.S. It's a $28 billion industry. So we look for companies that are on that growth trend and need additional capital to maintain that growth, for acquisitions, for intergenerational partnerships and intergenerational transitional, those types of things that need capital they can't find elsewhere.
And where are you investing? I mean, is this purely domestic, or is this going to be a global fund as well?
Well, we're focusing on domestic. We're focusing on the west coast of the United States, where most of the wineries are, but the wine business is global. We'll look all over the place, but again, we're focusing on the West Coast and in Canada a little bit as well.
Sam, take a step back from Bacchus if you can. Listen, your family's obviously been in this business or in the consumer-related businesses for a long, long time, multiple generations. Give us your view on the U.S. economy and just the consumer as a whole right now.
Well, I'm no expert on the U.S. economy or the consumer. I think that these are tough times, but the wine business has, again, been recession-resistant. People enjoy a nice glass of wine. We call it an affordable luxury. I think those types of things will continue to be spent. We do expect a few transitions in the way people consume wine, maybe a little bit more at home than out in restaurants, sadly, for the restaurant business, but and maybe slightly lower priced. But again, the high end of the business has been growing for years, and even in the last 4 recessions, the higher end of the business, sort of $14 and above, have grown faster than the lower priced wines. And we hope those kinds of trends will continue, and we expect that they will.
That seems counterintuitive, though, that the higher end has grown faster than the lower end, Sam.
I can't really explain why that's continued to be true. It does seem slightly counterintuitive, but over the past 20 years, we've seen a massive shift from the lower-priced wines to the higher-priced wines. So while the higher-priced wine growth may have slowed during those periods, it's still grown faster than the lower-priced wine. So I think it's not quite as counterintuitive as it may seem.
Sam Bronfman, co-founder of Bacchus Capital, investing in wineries and vineyards. Sam, it's a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the program. Hope to see you again.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me.
All right, take care.